Previously on Hard-Enduro, amidst cold and muddy terrain, the first race of the year was held at the Tough One in Western England. Defending champion Graham Jarvis annihilated the field to retain his Tough One crown. The Briton now looks to maintain his winning streak at the next race of the season, Hell's Gate.
It's the toughest event of the year.
It is a challenge from start to finish.
Even win this race, that's obviously what I've come here to do.
It's an extreme race. It's an extreme race.
The race is tough. It's unbelievable.
This is Hell's Gate, one of the most demanding extreme enduro races in the world. 110 riders will participate, but as the day goes on, the field will be whittled down as only 5 competitors will actually finish. The second race of the season will see the world's top riders continue their quest to see who will be #1 in 2012. Hell's Gate is relentless, survival of the fittest on a dirt bike for more than 10 hours. Situated in the sprawling hills of Tuscany lies a majestic hard-enduro playground at the Il Gioco Resort. This is the setting for a classic race that takes place annually in February. A brutal test of strength and endurance designed to bring each and every rider to their knees.
We're here at the Hell's Gate for probably one of the toughest extreme enduro races of the year.
It's the second race in this season. 30 best riders are qualified for the afternoon race, and then it's extreme.
Like nearly 10 hours riding, so it just wears you down. There's a time card enduro in the morning, and then the serious stuff starts in the afternoon.
Now in its 9th edition, Hell's Gate has never allowed more than 8 finishers in its storied history. The creme de la creme of hard-enduro riders are here, eager to make their mark in the sport.
2008, I came here for the first time and got on the podium, and it was an absolutely awesome feeling, and I'd love to try and get back up there on the podium again one day.
This year, Graham Jarvis of Great Britain is back. Last year, he took home the win with a dominating performance.
I won this event in 2011, so yeah, I know how to win, but every year is going to be different and new challenges, so just take this year as it comes.
The defending champion will be pushed to the limits by another Brit, rookie rider Johnny Walker, who is quickly scaling the ranks of the world's elite.
Yeah, I think I'm ready for the event. I've done a lot of training in the gym and on the bike, so I'm feeling confident, so it should be a good race for me. He's an idol to me, but I want to beat him.
Graham's biggest challenger, however, will be 12-time World Trials champion Dougie Lampkin. These two have battled it out for the win for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, in 2010 I was really pleased, to win the event. That was a moment to remember for sure.
Now these two meet again. One wants revenge while the other looks to defend. Qualification begins in the early hours of a cold and dark morning. While most people are sleeping, these guys are preparing to race for 5 straight hours, and this is just a qualification.
It's cold, it's wet, so yeah. Let's start the race, then flat out.
The riders make their way to the starting line. This is their last moment to rest before action begins. And here they are, winners from the last 2 editions of Hell's Gate, Graham Jarvis and Dougie Lampkin, ready to go head-to-head once again. One by one, the riders set off 30 seconds apart. They will race 4 laps timed at roughly 45 minutes each. Of the 110 riders, only 30 will advance to the main event. To get a better idea of qualifying, let's hear from 2011 champion Graham Jarvis.
Hi, I'm Graham Jarvis. I'm just going to run you through the qualifying at Hell's Gate. Okay, this is the morning start. We come out of the paddock here, turn right, straight down, follow the orange arrows.
We start at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like 1 hour per lap, 4 laps. You have to do the lap in a set amount of time. Okay, this is the start of the special test. As you can see, it's pretty horrible. I'm going to go flat out down there and hang a right. The special test takes about 8 minutes up a gnarly, rocky track. You're just absolutely pushing it to the limit, and this decides your starting order for the afternoon. So it's quite a lot to go for because you want to get on that first place in the grid. This is the Hell's Gate paddock. Everyone's just arriving. This is where we're going to come in every lap and refuel and check the bike over. Come into the pits every lap. If you've got a bit of spare time, depending how fast you've done the lap, you can refuel, get some food on board and check the bike over. So in the morning, for the time card, you've got over 100 riders, and then the top 30 qualify to the afternoon. You have a bit of a break, then you're into the main event.
As the sun heats up the Tuscan landscape, so too does the competition. Dougie Lampkin has recorded a faster lap time than Jarvis, but while the rivals weren't looking, the rookie is about to steal the show. Johnny Walker has posted an even faster time than both his older compatriots.
Yeah, he's 20 seconds up on Lampkin, so I mean they'll be on the test again now, so it'll be interesting to see what the second lap's like.
Yeah, that's kind of what I try to do, just take it easy on the, go hard on the first one and try and get a bit of a lead, so and then afterwards I can just go.
The riders begin the special test, a section within the course where the competitors have to ride as fast as they can. The distance is roughly 6 kilometers. The best riders will do it in less than 10 minutes, while the rest, well, they'll be happy just to finish the course. While the rest of the field struggles, Jarvis and Lampkin continue to push one another. This is a familiar sight at Hell's Gate, and a rivalry that has been going on for years. In 2010, 12-time World Trials champion Dougie Lampkin beat Graham Jarvis in one of the most dramatic finishes at Hell's Gate. It was his first extreme enduro win.
Oh, it was absolutely amazing, you know, the elation of spending so many hours, you know, over 9 hours during the day on the bike, and just that final point where all the Italians and all the passion came together.
Yeah, it was a bit of a devastating moment when you put so much work in and had like a 10-minute lead, and I ended up throwing that away right near the end. So yeah, it's probably one of the worst moments of my career, and then so I just had to use it, learn from it, and come back the next year fighting stronger.
And that's exactly what he did. The following year, Jarvis stormed back and beat Lampkin with a fury. After several failed attempts to reach the top spot on the podium, this was a special moment for him.
It was an incredible feeling to finally get up that last hill first, and yeah, probably one of the best moments of my career.
Now in 2012, it's all on the line. Both riders are looking to get one over on their rival.
Yeah, there's a fierce rivalry there. We're good friends, but I've obviously been riding against Dougie for many years, and he's got the better of me quite a few times, more than I've got the better of him.
You know, wherever you go, he is the man to beat, no matter who else is coming to ride. He's taken the profession and sort of made it his priority, and you know, this is what he's concentrating on, and he's put a lot of work in, and he's definitely the man to beat.
They're not enemies, they are good friends as well off the track. But once they throw a leg over a bike, nobody's your friend. All they want to do is win. So obviously they're going to want revenge. You know, he won it 2010, Graham got it back in 2011. So Doug's going to want, you know, he's going to want to really push hard and try and get it. But I think there'll be a few surprises in there. You cannot outcount Johnny Walker. You know, he's on it at the moment. He's young, he's fit. He's going to be pushing hard.
I'm as ready as I can be. I prepared well. I'm ready to win.
Back to qualifying, and the pressure is on to make the top 30. Already, 20% of the field has dropped out of the competition. Johnny Walker continues to hold the fastest lap time. This is an impressive showing for the 21-year-old. Cody Webb, the only American racing this year, has posted the 4th fastest lap time.
Last year was my first ever extreme race here at Hell's Gate. I came in and not knowing what to expect of anything. It was definitely really difficult, really wore down on the body, hard on the bike, but I'm back this year with a vengeance. I have an idea of what's going on, and I'm ready for it, I think.
Brothers Ben and Dan Hemingway, who raced this event last year, are back for more.
Yeah, last year Ben and I, we arrived here with brand new bikes, not knowing the terrain, not knowing how to set the bikes up. Overall, Ben was pulled up in 11th position and I was pulled up in 13th. We were so frustrated with it, we came away and said, I'm going back, I've got to go back. I've got to go back a little bit more prepared. Hence, that's why we're here again.
One more lap to finish this stage, and the riders are putting the hammer down and going flat out.
The going was easy enough, so you could kind of save your energy for the test. And apart from, I think it was my second test of the day, which I crashed on, all my other ones are pretty good.
It was a little bit easier this year compared to last year, so that saved some energy for us. And I think I got finished 3rd or 4th maybe, so I'm pretty sure I'm on the front line, which is good going into tonight. I'll be less people to deal with off the start.
Qualifying is over. Johnny Walker clinches the fastest lap time and the #1 position on the starting grid. Graham Jarvis takes 2nd, and the 2009 runner-up, Alessandro Moturi, is 3rd. The competitors will now have 20 minutes to prepare their bikes for the afternoon race. Now the real fun begins. This is it, the main event. 30 riders prepare both mind and body for another brutal war in the mountains. Johnny Walker grabs the hole shot and the early lead. This is no surprise given his success earlier in the day. But it isn't long before Graham Jarvis overtakes him and seizes control of the race at the steep hill called Legato. Dougie Lampkin also makes it look easy as he rips up the hill like a man possessed. Then the spectators jump in, eager to help any rider in need. There will be plenty of that throughout the day. All alone out front, Jarvis effortlessly passes through Cascada. He is in complete control. Now it's the rookies' turn at Cascada. Walker is now in 2nd place and is flowing through the terrain like a veteran. '08 podium finisher Paul Bolton proceeds swiftly up the bank, while Letty musters some assistance from the locals. Surprisingly, Dougie Lampkin has fallen well behind and sits back in 6th place. The 2010 champion must be careful as any rider that falls 30 minutes behind the leader is eliminated from the race. It is still early in the race and Hell's Gate claims its first victim. 2009 runner-up Alessandro Moturi is out of the race with mechanical problems.
I had a problem with the rear wheel. Some metal wire got tangled up in it. I tried to remove it, but no luck. Hey, race finished.
Unfortunately, Moutouri would not be the only one with a faulty bike.
It's a very steep downhill and he's lost his foot brake, so he's out of the race, I'm afraid.
Got to the waterfall, did all the bit there, and then got to the road and spoke to Lisa and I said, what do you think you should do? I don't want to kill myself going down these hills with no front brake. There you go, that's my Hell's Gate.
This is a hard turn of events for the Brit, who had similar problems at the season opener, the Tough One. The riders take their first pit stops. Time to refuel and a quick breather. The silent assassin, Graham Jarvis, still holds the lead over Walker by over 2 minutes. American Cody Webb is still in third, with Germany's Lettenbichler right behind him in fourth. Without much time, it's back out on course and into the afternoon sun. Time is now a factor. Any rider that falls 30 minutes behind the leader is automatically pulled from the race. Graham Jarvis shows no signs of taking his hand off the throttle. He pushes the pace faster and faster. Dougie Lampkin has fallen back to 6th place now. Try as he might, he simply can't keep up with the leaders. And out of nowhere, Xavier Galindo has taken 3rd place. The Spaniard has raced here before, but has never reached the podium. Could this be his breakout year? Johnny Walker is flying. The youngster is gaining on Jarvis. It's now the young pretender versus the crafty veteran.
I think at the moment we are 3.5 minutes down. We're going to adjust the carburetor and hopefully he can try to close the gap on Graham.
Cody Webb and Letty are battling it out for 4th and 5th place respectively. Both are exhausted after a long day of racing. Each man is familiar with the pain and suffering at Hell's Gate, which is especially true for Letty. This is what he lives for. The thrill of the challenge is bigger than life itself.
Good morning. So we're here at my home in Kiefersfelden in Bavaria. So much snow here. And we're about to drive to Il Ciocco to Hell's Gate.
Let's go. Ja, wir sind heute echt früh auf.
So we got up really early this morning, about 3:30. And we started our drive about 4:30 in Kiefersfelden. The weather really wasn't that great when we started.
Wind und Wetter. Ja, ich bin...
Basically, I'm a private rider with factory support. A real passion for me is in fact riding my bike, but it's hard work, and I have to earn my living doing other jobs.
Meine Arbeit. Il biglietto! Sì, is inside. Sono tedesco, non capisce. Grazie. Arrivederci. Ciao, ciao. Bello.
So now we're driving to the factory for the rider presentation. I'm also going to... Yeah, that was great. So now the bike's ready, I'm ready. I'm a little nervous. I feel super ready. The weather's great, sun's shining.
Sunshine and let's go. We arrived. Beautiful Tuscany. Looking forward for tomorrow to watch the track and have a nice view in the beautiful mountains here. Good night.
The elimination at Hell's Gate has already begun. Most riders have fallen past the 30-minute mark and their fight is over. For some, however, this is a blessing in disguise. Suddenly, a dramatic turn for the leader who experiences a problem with his gear shifter. Johnny Walker catches the news and takes advantage, daring not to even stop in the pits. This is his time to strike. The lever is fixed in less than 30 seconds and Graham is off, but he has lost precious time over Walker. As darkness settles in, the race strategy changes completely. For the fans, though, this is their moment to shine. The field of riders has been reduced to 5. Jarvis, Walker, Galindo, Webb, and Lettenbichler. The pressure is now on. With Walker breathing down his neck, Jarvis has no room for error. It also looks like the fight for third place is still wide open. And here it is, the last lap. It's all or nothing, and the riders are giving it everything.
I'm really nervous. It's between Graham and Johnny at the moment, so it'll be really close, I reckon.
The final hurdle the riders must overcome is Hell's Peak, an unrideable dirt hill where fans drag the rider to victory. It is one of the most unique finishes in hard-enduro. Graham Jarvis has done it. After 9 hours of relentless hardcore riding, he retains his title to claim his second win of the season.
I said they'd make the track a bit easier, but it definitely wasn't easy. That last lap, put an extra lap in and it just, to be honest, I was just hanging on. The bike was going where it wanted to. I was just a bit out of control, but it's just an incredible feeling. One of the best moments of my career, I reckon, this.
Not far behind Jarvis is Johnny Walker. The young Brit's performance signaled the birth of a new star in the sport.
Knackered, it was a tough race. It was good. I got a good start and started to pull through, but on the last lap, he just pulled away and I couldn't stick with him.
The biggest surprise comes in the form of Xavi Galindo. The Spaniard rises to the occasion with his first podium finish at Hell's Gate.
I'm really happy. Last year I wasn't able to get on the podium, but this year I did. I'd like to thank all the Spanish fans that came to support me. It was a massive help.
Despite not making the podium, Cody Webb takes great pride in conquering Hell's Peak as the only other rider to finish. 2010 winner Dougie Lampkin and Andreas Littenbichler could not finish today. And that wraps up the 9th edition of Hell's Gate and the second race of the year. The riders now look to the next race of the season and hopefully a much warmer one. And here you have it. Graham Jarvis is #1 once again, followed by Johnny Walker and Xavi Galindo. With another win behind him, Graham Jarvis holds a big lead in the unofficial rankings. Arrivederci from Tuscany, and we'll see you at the next Hard Enduro.